And ignorance, then ignorance, you can use the word delusion, and the delusion is caused by the impurity of the mind.
mm,
And impurity of the mind means the impure states of the mind. And impure states of the mind is the anxiety, duality. But ultimate reason that mind is the master. Mind is the worst master in our life. It is the faithful servant. As long as the mind is the master, it will continue to cause anxiety, duality, delusion, uh, problem, suffering. So, this demands understanding. You know your house, and you reached back to your house, you would know where is the antenna. You took the plane, you reached. So when we do not know clearly the path, cause and the reason, then these problem comes. So that is why our master says that it is because of the ignorance, but simply saying ignorance will not work unless I contemplate and reflect. One is the intellectual understanding, and other is implementing it. That is the part of contemplation and reflection. Okay, I have an anxiety, then what? Let me understand it. What is the feeling? What are my experiences? What kind of thoughts are coming? So if I don't think in this way, then this mind is not going to change. Animals, they do not have an intellect, they do not have a thinking ability. When they are in stress, they do not find me, or they do not go to find any coach or mentor to find out how to get rid of it. Why? Animals do not have that intellect. They are intelligent in their own way, and it is programmed by the nature. We are not, we are programmed by the nature, we are not, have an intellect, and this intellect can get the knowledge. It can get the knowledge. Now, what happens when we say the impurities of the mind? It has many challenges behind the statement, the impurities of the mind. We start acting impulsively, animally. Whatever the thought comes, it associates with the feeling, and then the feeling and the thought creates a chain reaction, and that chain reaction causes the anxiety reaction, duality, and a conflict. So now we have reached to a point that it is the thought and the feeling and emotions. So if I replace that thought in the feeling, will my anxiety, duality, and reaction will subside? Answer is big yes. Question is whether I become aware in that moment, or the mind has become the worst master. But if the mind becomes the worst master, I forget that I have an intellect. Then I cannot think in a right way. Then whatever the thoughts and feelings are there, it continues to create a chain reaction, which is known as unfounded worries, which moves with the thought, feeling, and emotion. A seeker, I'm talking of the seeker, is always, any problem comes, there is a ray of light coming from the intellect in all the problems, situations, conflicts, and delusions. That ray of light coming from the intellect, it questions, and there it begins the impurity. There it mind starts becoming pure. That has been explained, talked about, and discussed in detail in the Eastern wisdom. So the first practice when you wake up in the morning, I have to replace these thoughts which causes the anxiety and the delusion every day without fail until until mind becomes the servant and the faithful servant of the knowledge. Knowledge means the intellect. If it does not become a faithful servant of the intellect, I have not become a seeker. So simply understanding and listening and learning is, so you see that first step, what I say Mangalacharan, a Sanskrit word, which means that I create a different pattern in the mind itself. If I don't create that pattern every day, the mind blasts me, attacks me every day in the morning or any time during the day with already the thoughts accumulated there. And I think I have understood. So after understanding, I have to apply it. If I don't apply, it will not work. It will not work. So the first step I said, take a very logical reaction. Why we fail? Mind says, I know and understand, but it does not change. I have learned, I have listened, but it does not change. Because we are not applying the principles in our daily life. Mind is trying to be the master. It wakes up in the morning and it says, oh, it's a bad morning. Now the word bad gets associated with a feeling. I don't question what is about the bad morning. Sun rises in the same way. What is bad about it? Is Monday bad? Or Tuesday bad? Or Thursday bad? Or Saturday bad? Or Sunday bad? I don't question. So that questioning comes from the intellect. And if it does not come from the intellect, once your mind has said it's a bad morning, and then you start struggling with the thought, feeling, and emotion. My intellect can tell me that I am not the mind, even if the mind says it's a bad morning. But in those moments, because of the impurities of the mind, I am not able to recall this knowledge. Why? Because I have not practiced it. So, if I have not practiced, obviously, so I have to push the mind until the thought process changes. So, when the thought process changes, the mind also changes. And then the mind starts becoming the servant, the faithful servant. If it does not become the faithful servant, whatever we do, we listen to the entire Gita and the Upanishad. Even now, how many years? It has almost been 42, 43 years. I still wake up in the morning and I pick up any mantra. Just for a few minutes only, I pick up the mantra and I say, for example, I say Asatoma Satgamaya. Oh, so what it means? It means moving from the false to the real. And then I contemplate and reflect. Let me define the false. Oh, the false means that appears true, but it is not true. All the suffering, anxiety, duality, conflict belongs to the false. Oh, what does it mean? It appears true, but it is not true. And what is real? Real is always remains. So what happens? The way we recognize all waves are nothing but the water. My intellect takes over the mind. I have to think. Simply listening, learning is very important part of this journey, but at the same time I have to contemplate and reflect without fail. How many days? It may take couple of weeks or few months. Now how do I recognize it? Now every day you wake up in the morning, your mind takes you to these mantras. Instead of you wake up in the morning and you are struggling. Then only we can say we have changed. Otherwise, this change is more an intellectual level. What is intellectual level? As long as you are listening to me, your mind is paying attention and it says yes to it. And the moment you leave the session, the mind is already full of those impressions and it is waiting to take you back to those things. I have to do it. If I don't do it, it will not work. Then you will say, I have been attending your lesson and there is no change. Obviously, how the change will come? So look at the very first. I made an acronym. The first uh, practice I should do every day in the morning. So close your eyes. Just think that you woke up in the morning. You are sitting on a bed. It's better to, when you wake up, you sit on the bed, whatever the position, and just check. You see that you raise your awareness by sitting down. So first, who takes the decision of sitting down? It is intellect. And then you raise your awareness. Eyes are closed. Just do the practice. Eyes are closed. So you raise your awareness by just remember P, place, position, posture. The place where you are sitting. Where you are sitting. So spontaneously, when I say something, I note it down so I remember what I have guided you. So, place. What is important? Become aware of the space all around you. Aware of the space around you, around your body. As if you are covering your body with a space, cylindrical space if I use the word cylindrical space around you. Why? So that we can get rid of the thoughts, feelings, and emotions pertaining to the world. Then look at the position of the body. In that state, the position of the body, there should not be any uncomfort in the body, uncomfort or discomfort in the body. And then the posture, check the posture has a sense of steadiness in the body. Now in that state, let me make it simple. So just being comfortable. Now in that state, move the mind on the body. Feel it, feel it, feel it, top to the bottom. And experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. If you do not feel, move the mind again. Move the mind again. And experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. The third point is being carefree. This is the intellect does it. Mind is following it. Intellect is doing and the mind follows it. Means we want to make the mind a faithful servant, not a worst master. So when you practice regularly, you will recognize that your body stops moving. Why? Because the mind withdraws within. Can it happen on a day? No. I'm explaining in detail, but the next time I'll record it. It will hardly take 5 minutes. But today, this week, you are going to follow this. So, being carefree, you look at this, look the space or emptiness inside your forehead. Oh, so I could see the space or emptiness. This emptiness is like a sky. And now ask yourself, does any change happen in the sky when the birds are flying there? No, absolutely not. Now we use this wisdom. The space inside is like a sky, and the thoughts, feelings are like the birds. Now see that your body moves, it means the mind does not like to focus, but it will come. It will come by regular practice. So, what we are trying to understand, I would say, we experience, we experience the separation of all the thoughts and feelings that strikes the mind at present. How come we feel the separate from the space? Like nothing happens to the highway. Whether traffic jam is there, yes, but nothing happens to the highway. We have to recognize this. If we don't recognize, these thoughts and feelings will hijack me. It can cause even anxiety now, reaction now. So the birds are flying, nothing happens to the sky. Traffic is moving, nothing happens to. So that becomes. So as I told you, I'm explaining in detail logically, but when we will do the practice, it will hardly take 5 minutes of Mangalacharan. Check again. For you, the step again, check again. You have sensation, comfort, and steadiness, and you experience the separation of the thoughts, separation of thoughts and the feeling from the space. If it happens, the body will not move at all. If the body moves, why it moves? It says, no, I feel discomfort. And why you feel discomfort? Because I am the body and the mind. That is why I feel. So mind takes over again. Now in that we use the Shanti mantra. Let us see, let everyone be happy. You say 3 times in your mind, let everyone be happy. In the morning, every day, without fail, Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina. I have said 3 times. Then I contemplate and reflect. Why I say let everyone be happy? I don't have a power to make everyone happy. No. I recognize everyone is seeking happiness. Yes, but why everyone is seeking happiness? All the living beings. Because happiness is the essential nature. Happiness is the essential nature of what? Essential nature of all beings, including me. Including me hiding behind the impure mind. I have to use these thoughts and then stay there for a while in silence. Second line of this mantra, let everyone be healthy. Now see, the mind will move the body. So I maintain the stillness in the body, come what may. Even I pushed the mind a bit. I said, no, I will not move. Why? In the beginning, we need to do it. So let everyone be healthy or a state of well-being, state of well-being. Who seeks stress, anxiety in life? No one. No one, including ant or tiger or any living being. Then why I have? So I say it is because of impure mind. How the mind is impure? By thoughts and feeling. So I change. So I change. What I change? Let everyone be healthy in a state of well-being with emotion and feeling. I'm changing the mind. I'm not giving well-being or health to everyone. Third line, let everyone be blessed. I'm using this mantra at this time. Let everyone be blessed. Let everyone be blessed. Let everyone be blessed. Oh, blessing and the grace. When I think of the blessing and the grace are always available to me and everyone, I can drop the thoughts of anxiety or reaction. Let the blessing and the grace should fall upon everyone. You just think in this way by thinking, and the fourth line, let none suffer, let none have any suffering. And we have understood all suffering caused by the impure mind. Okay, just check me, check myself, check my mind. What is happening in my mind? So, if the mind has some reaction, pressure, I say, let me move into happiness and the joy that is within me. I have to do it. Now we have done the 4 lines of the mantra. This will take only 5 minutes, and then we have the 5 minutes of the japa. Japa means that to repeat mantra consciously. So look inside the forehead, see the space inside. You have seen the space or emptiness, and then recite mentally Om. So when you recite Om, see the infinite space all around you. Why? To change the mind. And then 3 times, as I say, Shanti. Shanti, first time, become aware of the known world of people, relations, events, things that you know. Then again you say Shanti mentally to the unknown world from where perhaps we find suffering enters our life. And then the Shanti, third time, look deep inside your heart. So, this is an explanation. Continue. Every time you say mentally, Om Shanti, you can recall, you can become aware of, including your dog, parents, relations, people. Okay, that is the known word. So, let there be Shanti, peace there. And second Shanti, to the unknown world which I do not know yet, I have to know. Third Shanti, you look deep inside the cave of your heart. So while reciting, repetition, continue. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, 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 Shanti. Again, just don't forget to repeat it. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. You see what is happening? We have understood the meaning hundred of times. That Om Shanti means peace, 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 consciousness. But when you are repeating it, you are exerting a pressure on the mind. When you are repeating it, you are exerting a pressure. Repeating means pressure on the mind in times of anxiety. Your mind will remind you. Mind will remind you of peace to the known world. What does it mean by the known word? Maybe you reacted to your dad and now your mind is saying peace. So your mind will not cause reaction to it. There we change, that is how we change the mind. And then the second, Shanti, you are saying to the unknown world. So you do not fall into anxiety at any point of time. Why? Oh, let the unknown become the known. That is why I am practicing. You see that is the way. And the third Shanti, I recognize peace is my essential nature. Peace is my essential nature. You are still repeating. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. You can still also say Om, peace, 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 but it's better to say the Shanti because it's a foreign word for you that triggers the brain and it raises the awareness. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Check. What to check? How many times you miss saying or repeating the mantra. Why it happens? Because of because the mind trying to be the master. How? By inviting unwanted thoughts and the feeling. Oh, so what happens? We forget. The mind takes us somewhere else. So we return and we repeat. So by regular practice without fail, by regular practice without fail for a few weeks or until the day comes, week comes when your mind demands to practice when you wake up and before retiring to bed. So, evening before going to bed, you can do it while lying down. You can do it while lying down. But in the morning, you do while sitting. and then you will see. So, yes, you may experience now, but we have to live into that state. Someday you are still doing it and listening to me. Someday you wake up, mind says it is a bad morning. You do it. You remember and you do it. Other day, the mind says, mind says, oh, I have to do the practice. Still other day, mind is reluctant, and you said, no, let me do it first before doing anything. So you have to counter that by thinking and doing. Then only the mind will change and will become the faithful servant to the knowledge. Knowledge means intellect, and it's a beginning to become a seeker. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Check the state of your mind and experience. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside. Now tell me the state of the mind before the practice and after. Bring your hands down. Is there any change before and after?
Yeah.
I did all the gossip. Gossip means that I gave you the thought and the feeling. But if my intellect does not think and feel, and you wake up in the morning, mind says bad morning, and you are getting carried away by it, then you struggle, then you fight. And when you fight, the same mind has become the worst master. It will not allow you to win. Then you will say, Birga, I've been attending your session for so long, there is no change. They are very practical lessons. That is the beauty of the Eastern wisdom. Pragmatic approach. I can go on speaking on this issue, why we say this, how come it changes, but I'm not talking of that issue. So the first practice in the morning, you sit simply, the moment you wake up, yes, you are awake. Remember you are awake and you have to sit down and do it. Your mind says, now I feel sleepy. Instead of watching a horror film or a romantic film, and then you say that I'm feeling sleepy. No, while lying down on the bed, you still have to do the practice. So, what is going to happen? You have cleaned your mind and you have done the practice. Another path. Now you will see another practice. I call it anytime, anywhere practice. What it means? Have you done Om Shanti Shanti in your mind? During the day, when you are going for a job and driving or talking to someone, talking to someone, you say in your mind, what you say into your mind, Om Shanti. So you are already talking to a guy, and first Shanti is here also and there also. Second Shanti, unknown. What is that unknown? I won't allow any unknown factor to cause anxiety or a reaction to me. So you simply say it mentally, Om Shanti Shanti, and third Shanti is in your mind. In deep inside, you become aware of yourself. Why I'm saying so that you do it 24 by 7. Whenever you remember, you do it. Whenever you remember, you do it. Whenever you remember, you do it. So, what will happen? Are you listening to me?
Yeah.
So, what will happen? At least you will find out how long you maintain your self-awareness during the day. And miss when you miss, what happens? You are already into anxiety. Maybe anxiety has yet to manifest, reaction has yet to manifest, but the impure mind has already taken over me. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
You see, simple. Are you man? Yes. Do you remember all the time? Yes. All the time. You remember you are a man. But there is no word inside you that I am a man. But I remember. I can recall. That is the answer how long we have to practice. What it means? What it means. Your mind has become servant. And now non-verbally you recognize you are in peace. Did you get it? The metaphor I used it. I know I am a man, you know I am a man, but I need not to repeat it. Why I don't need to repeat it? Because in my intellect, I know it. How I know it? I know it non-verbally. You understand? I know it non-verbally. What is that non-verbal understanding? This is known as understanding. Did you get it? This
Yeah.
is known as the non-verbal remembrance. This is known as the understanding. Understanding does not mean I heard it, I know I am the real self, and I am in anxiety. No, I know I am the real self, but I am reacting. I am reacting. So I am reacting even when I know I am peace and happiness. What it means? It simply means the mind has taken over me.
Yeah.
Mind has taken over me. It has come to me spontaneously, so I'm writing briefly the masses. Did you ever forget at any point of time that you are not a man?
No.
That is understanding. So the understanding, now how our masters have said, understanding has many steps. It starts with the thought process, thought, then it will lead you to feeling and the thought, that is the first step. Then thought and the feeling, that the thought and feeling by repeat practice. By repeat practice. Then you have an experience of that thought by repeat practice. So you are still repeating, and then non-verbal understanding comes. What will happen then? Understand, that is very important to understand. I'm just explaining the one part of it. What will happen? You have a pain in the knee, and your mind will remind you that anyhow peace is my essential nature, and the intellect will say that I'm not the body, but yes, let me take care of my pain in the knee. What will happen? The suffering will be minimized, and the anxiety and the reaction will not touch you. Understanding. What is our understanding? That we are meeting at 6. We both logged in. Did I ask you? I saw you, so you are already present. This is understanding. Did I need to say, where are you? Are you there? Yes. You don't say, we are there. We are in a session, so we know. And the lesson will start. You see the understanding? Understanding is always non-verbal. It is in the field of awareness. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
You can never imagine that this beer guy is a woman. Understanding is there. Non-verbal. You need not to repeat that this guy, beer guy, he's a man and now he's a teacher. No. Understanding. So, what is the understanding? Or I would say, what is the misunderstanding? Or you can say the delusion. You can both say misunderstanding, or you can say the or delusion, or or impurity of the mind, or impurity of the mind. How do you say that? Because your mind has experienced anxiety, reaction, suffering. How many times? Millions of times. So you created a misunderstanding. Your mind is creating the misunderstanding. So what happens? It repeats. It repeats. And it can repeat any time. It can repeat any time, anywhere. So what we are doing, we are replacing. We are replacing. we are replacing by Shanti mantra. This is not a simple practice, but the simple practice becomes very difficult practice if I give fuel to the thoughts of anxiety and duality and a conflict.
Yeah.
The way you were in anxiety before going to Montana to see the bison. No, but you have seen the scene also. Your mind was constantly repeating the thought at the subconscious level, and you were upset. Think. Animals cannot think and cannot change their ways. We have an animal mind. Plus intellect. We can change this animal mind. What is animal? Impulsive, habitual. Impulsive and habitual. So it has accumulated fears, anxiety, duality, conflict, enmity, likes and dislikes. And it has repeated those experiences millions of times. So that understanding is already there. That in understanding, that misunderstanding, or I will say that misunderstanding of fear, failure, frustration, anxiety are already there. I need a change. I need to change it by Shanti mantra. So this mantra is also from the Upanishad. There are many mantras from the Upanishad. So let us do this practice. Let this mantra become yours. Yours when understanding. Do you have any other unwanted thoughts moving into your mind? Speak out.
What? Yeah, I do. Lately, I've been. Lately, I've been having like strong sexual like urges and desires, and um, I don't know. Like, I don't. Yeah, I don't know how to handle that. I mean, I know how to handle that, but if I try to pursue a female, am I doing that out of likes, dislikes, and attachment, or is that the animal instinct? I mean, because
You
I don't know. I'm a young,
yes,
healthy man. And sometimes I see a girl and I want to have sex with her.
use your intellect. You have a sexual desire. Now check. You only want sex, you don't want further relationship.
Yeah, check.
No other relationship. So
No, the
find out.
urge is sexual.
Yeah, so find out. There are